Welcome to Hallis Beer Hall. We're your spot for the grit and passion of Chicago sports. From the gridiron battles of the Bears to the diamond drama of the Cubs and Sox. Grab a cold one, settle in, and let's slapshot our way from the United Center to the Lakeshore Drive. This is Hallis Beer Hall, where the game never ends and the passion never fades.
I am a businessman now. Thank you.
We're ripping this thing down to the studs, and we're going to build it up.
Big time players make big time plays. Ellis, took it upstairs. Go Duggin, Uzi Boozy Bird.
And the good news is this: I am a football coach.
I'm not a very good catcher. I'm much better at getting high than getting low.
Hey y'all, welcome to episode 20. We had a great time, and we had an awesome guest, Jacob Infante. Just want to shout him out right now. I slipped up a little bit with the recordings and the audio channels, so we missed about the first 10 minutes of our conversation with him, but we got the rest. We come into the episode talking about Infante's top 2 picks coming into the NFL draft for context. So, here you go.
My top 2 guys, I don't know what order, but my top 2 guys, if they stay put at 10, if one of Will Campbell, the LSU O lineman, or Mason Graham, the Michigan D tackle, if one of those guys are there, I'm running to the podium and making that pick. I'm not including Abdul Carter because I don't think he's going to be there. He's also a beast. And then from there, it's like, okay, maybe you take Kelvin Banks if he's there, but if all those guys are gone, I'm looking to trade down. Honestly, there's some really good. I feel like the strength of this class is in day 2. So if you can pick up like move into the late teens, early 20s, pick up a second rounder and a third or something like that. I don't know what the value would be off the top of my head, but you can do that. Go with a like Walter Nolan, the Ole Miss D tackle I love, Kenneth Grant, the Michigan D tackle too, or you can go with an O lineman like they're probably going to be tackles if you're drafting one that early, but Josh Simmons, OSU is pretty good. Josh Connerly from Oregon's another dude. Armand Membu from Mizzou, MIZ, that's another guy. I think he's going to go pretty high. So I'm if it's a couple guys, if a couple of those top guys are gone, I'm looking to trade back. I mean, it's easier said than done. I keep saying because you need a team who wants to trade up, but that's what I do. I'd say I love Genty, but I'd have to go into that signing 2 guys in free agency who are going to start. Where it's like, all right, it's like we only have one starting job that we need to fill. Because you could do that in round 2, but I want the offensive line fixed first and foremost before you invest in a running back because. Genty's a hell of a player, but at the end of the day, it's you got to
line.
yeah, that's for sure.
Go after Trey Smith, Infante.
I hope so. I think if the Chiefs don't re-sign him, which again, I don't know if they will or not. He's got to be the Bears' top target. He's the best offensive lineman on the market. He's the best guard on the market. Poles was there with the Chiefs team that drafted him. Trey Smith's still pretty young. He's like 25, 26. Got his best football ahead of him. It's a no-brainer. I'd make him the highest paid guard in the league. I don't care. You do what you have to do.
Kind of feels like this is like the next step in the new Bears, right? Like they picked Caleb, that's what everyone wanted. Pick Ben Johnson, that's what everyone wanted. Now go get the highest free agent. Like don't fucking ask questions. Don't second guess yourself. Just go do it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like some of it, especially with the O line, it's like, oh, we're gonna be cute with it. Try and find a diamond in the rough. Be the smartest guy in the room. Be like, oh shit, Coleman Shelton turned into an All Pro. Like that's not the case. It's not working.
Tim Patrick.
Or go sign fucking Nate Davis.
No, Lucas Patrick.
Oh, I don't want to hear Nate Davis's name for the rest of my life.
We're done with the Tevin Jenkins experiment too, boys.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love Tevin Jenkins. He's
just gets
hurt.
injured.
He gets hurt too much for me to be confident and be like, oh, this is a guy I want to pay $13 million a year to. Like it's someone where it's like, all right, you have to expect he misses at least 4 or 5 games a year, and his contract has to reflect that. So if he's missing a quarter of the year, then he's getting, a quarter less of a contract than what he's worth, or something like that, a few $1,000,000 off. So I don't know. I love him. I think someone's going to pay him. I just don't think it's going to be the Bears.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I think I said on a previous podcast, I was like, hey, if he wants to sign for way less than what he thinks he's gonna get, like, I'm fine with that. Like, but he gets injured so much, and you can't trust him.
Yeah, I mean, it's cliche, but like the best ability is availability, and like if you can't play, then there you go.
Yep.
Thank you. As a Sam clapping, appreciate it.
So, well, Aaron, I think you had some questions, right?
Yeah, kind of on the O line, like train of thought. Is there any hope for these guys that have kind of been on the practice squad, been like substitutions in the past, like in Amagaji? I know it's kind of early for him, but like Doug Kramer or any of the other guys that Poles has picked up. I don't even know like how long, how long does it take to develop these guys, or until we're like, hey, they're just not the person.
Yeah, so I'd give. I mean, Amagaji is someone where like coming out of Yale. I mean, I didn't really expect him to start year one, and he
Mhm.
didn't. And when he was forced into the lineup, he wasn't great. But it's like, I mean, you kind of expect that for a dude who, he was injured for the entire offseason, didn't really have a chance to get acclimated. And he's a raw player coming from a small school. Like, that's a nightmare scenario for someone. All right, go play NFL football. Like, of course he's going to suck. But he's, I think he's got a lot of tools. He's a very good athlete, long arms, strong dude. It's just a matter of getting the technique down. So I'd give it, excuse me, I'd give him, I'd see how this year plays out. And then I feel like by the end of this year, you have a good understanding of it's like, all right, I think this guy can become a starter, or no, this is a backup caliber guy. But I'm interested, honestly. Like they got Ricky Stromberg on the practice squad, the center from Arkansas. Like the Commanders drafted him in the 3rd round, like 2 years ago, and then they cut him because he got hurt. Like I'm curious what that's all about because he was really good in college, and I mean they need a center. Uh, and he was good enough in college, and he was a high enough pick to where it's like, all right, there's still maybe untapped potential. Obviously, it's kind of like, why did they cut him so early? But
Yeah.
one man's trash is another man's treasure. So,
Who's our O-line coach?
huh?
I don't
Who's
think we
our
have one
O-line
yet.
coach?
I think we're hiring one still.
Yeah, we haven't. Nothing's official. I mean, there are a couple dudes they've talked about who are
Like
like,
that Tulane guy.
yeah, or
Chris Morgan's out of here.
yeah,
Oh
Chris
yeah,
Moore.
he's
Fat piece of shit.
Yeah,
fire him into the sun, dude. Get him the fuck out of here. Been
Yeah.
too long.
What's the guy who's the Tulane line coach who was with the Saints for ages?
Like Dan Rouchar or something.
Sorry, yeah. He was pretty good with the Saints for a little bit, and then it didn't really get much of a chance after. But he's someone I'm interested in because again, he's got the Dennis Allen, ties in, Dan Campbell, Sean Payton, like that whole coaching tree. Like I'd be cool with that, honestly, but I don't know. They haven't hired anyone yet.
I really wanted Hank Fraley just because he looks like an O-line coach.
Oh, dude. That
Dude,
was
he
my
looks
thoughts.
crazy.
I'm like, pay him whatever the hell you have to get him over here. Like just looking at him, it's like that's the best offensive line coach in the world, right there.
could probably just suit up off play.
365 Italian beefs.
Yeah,
for
he's running the drills himself. He's like, let's go.
So I'm glad we got Ben Johnson, and that was I think a united like first pick that everyone would want.
Yeah.
But it was funny seeing like all the Mike McCarthy stuff, and then people were just making memes of like he's coming to do his interview, and he's just gonna go hit every Italian beef and hot dog spot like on the way to the fucking Hallis Hall. But yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of funny, and I would have been a little disappointed if we went that route, but glad we didn't.
Yeah, I think off of a vibe perspective, Mike McCarthy would have loved Chicago just because there's so much to eat there. But
If
I
I
don't
saw
know.
that fat fucking face on our sideline every single time I'm sitting in section 429 in 10-degree weather, I would
Oh,
fucking
and you could see
jump
him
off
from
the
up
top
there.
of section 429.
Yeah. I mean, we'd make it to the wild card, but we'd get destroyed every single time, and we'd never ever get any better than that.
The Buccaneers would put up 65 on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I also just hit you with some questions. I'm sorry. Let me know if I'm, going too ham on you here. But what's
you're good.
it seems like you have a pretty good following on X, and it looks like you're like getting more successful in that realm. What is your goal with? Is it just to be like an NFL analyst or like a
Stephen A.
like a
Smith.
bear? Yeah, like what are you trying to do? Like, I like all your content, and I think it's a great follow for anyone who's a Bears fan. So,
Thank
As
you.
his manager, next up is OnlyFans.
OnlyFans for sure.
Yeah, I might if I ever get to 1 million followers. I don't think I ever will. If I ever get to 1 million followers, I'll start an OnlyFans.
You guys heard it here. Only on
You heard it
Dallas
here
Gear Hall.
first. You heard it here.
Exclusive.
Flip that.
I think our title of this episode is just OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
Jacob Infante.
Yeah.
Put it on there.
We'll put 1 mil.
Yeah, and then I'll share it, and then people are gonna click on it. And they'll be like, "What the fuck?" And then they have to listen to it now. It's like, well, too far gone.
Just a bunch of Bears fans. They listen to our earlier episodes, and they're like, "Oh, all these guys are fucking idiots."
No,
We're fans.
no. But no, so
Infante, if you had to rank the 4 coaches in the NFC North, what are the rankings?
okay. Let's see. I'll rank that, and I know I'll answer your question too that you gave me, but
Thank
real
you.
quick, of course. And so NFC North first. I think Kevin O'Connell's the best of the bunch. I do. I think he's a really good play caller. I think what he did with a mediocre Vikings roster is really impressive with a mediocre Sam Darnold. I'd take him at 1. Do I do LaFleur? See, I don't know. I don't know if Dan Campbell is the product of his assistants or not. I'm gonna say LaFleur 2, Campbell 3, and then Ben Johnson 4, just because he hasn't been a head coach before. But I think as an offensive play caller, he's one of the best. So as for the other question, I don't know what my goal is. I'm just kind of doing it and seeing what happens. Like it's not my full-time gig or anything. I'm not like actively trying to make it a full-time gig. Like if something comes up, and it's like, all right, this is I can't pass on this opportunity. Like sure, let's ride it. But I don't know. I'm cool with what I'm doing now, just because I think I value the creativity and like the ability to do literally whatever I want to do and say whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
Like I know for a fact I could never work for a newspaper with some of the shit that I put out. Like
Yeah, for sure.
What's the most famous
yeah.
Jacob Infante tweet ever? Do you guys know? I don't think you do.
No, I don't think so.
I got to think about that one.
Bears lose.
Well,
man.
Dude, I remember when the whole Justin Fields and Caleb drama was happening this past year.
Oh,
or the
Lord.
year before. You were in
Yeah.
some fucking wars on X, dude. I was like,
I was.
holy shit. Like, and then secretly I was like, maybe he's actually Caleb Williams' fan club.
Oh man, no. Because that account it used to be Justin Fields fan club.
No, I know.
And then,
he follows me on there.
Yeah. So and then they whoever it is made the jump over to Caleb Williams fan club. But no, there were some bad ones, some bad fights that offseason. This one's been a lot, or this past one was a lot more tame. Like once they drafted Caleb and everything was fine, but dude, I had people checking out my LinkedIn, seeing what I do for a living, and tweeting about it.
Oh
I'm like,
shit!
oh.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this dude's a fucking account manager in St. Louis, and it's like, yeah, and you, yeah,
A
I
great
don't.
account manager.
I'm a
The best
wonderful
ever do
account.
it.
Exactly.
Infante, I think my
Oh,
favorite tweet starts with, "Well, that sucked."
See, I don't remember. I don't remember how that one finished. I don't remember how that one finished.
It
But
was, I think, time to jack off.
yeah, I didn't remember how the tweet finished, but I remember how I finished. So that's
People steal that tweet
all
from you every single time a team loses, bro.
Yeah, that tweet has
You.
37K likes.
Awesome.
That's insane.
That's my
That's
analyst.
nothing I'll ever do can top that. And like I've peaked. It's all downhill from here. So
You climax and you're done.
that's a good thing to all.
Oh, you put it in general? Hell yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Infante, if you gotta hop off whenever, bro.
I got a few more minutes. Yeah, I
Let's
can chat
go.
for a little bit. Yeah.
Any more questions for Mr. Infante, boys? Let's go.
Yeah.
I have one question. I feel like no one clearly is worried about it because I haven't read anything about it. It feels like we have so many, and I don't know shit about football. I don't know if people come from the same offensive scheme. No idea. Do we have too many like chefs in the kitchen? We're just hiring so many offensive coaches with so many varying levels of like experience. Like you have Bieniemy as a running backs coach who is going up for head coach positions. You have 28 Declan Doyle, the offensive coordinator. Like I'm just so confused at like what is this reporting structure? What is the philosophy? Like clearly Ben has a plan, but
Yeah.
is that crazy?
No, I mean I feel like that's something where if you bring in like a certain level of assistance, then they start to, it's like again, like you said, too many cooks in the kitchen, and certain voices can overpower and be like, hey, the offensive coordinator here used to be a head coach, and Ben Johnson's a first time head coach. So, the GM or, the president, whatever chairman, they're going to be like, oh, we gotta focus here what that guy has to say, because he used to be a head coach. I don't think it's going to be as much of a case in Chicago. I mean, just because Declan Doyle, the new OC, like he's again a younger guy, by all accounts, super bright, super hardworking dude. But again, also, for an offensive coordinator, pretty inexperienced. So I think that's, and Bieniemy will be something interesting as well. For some of those years, wasn't necessarily a play caller. So
Yeah.
I feel like in the run game, he should certainly have some sort of say. But I feel pretty confident, Ben Johnson's work should speak for himself. And obviously you get input from other people here and there, but at the end of the day, it's his offense. And
Yeah.
he says that he's going to he's going to adjust it to Caleb's game, adjust it to the personnel he has. So it's not going to be like a carbon copy of what he had in Detroit, which I love. I mean, obviously you're not running the exact same offense with Caleb Williams as you are with Jared Goff.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if like the same philosophy is there and the same, the play design abilities there, then like I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I do love that he's like planning to build around what he has versus just coming in and seeing if it fits or not, which it probably wouldn't. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're telling me Kieran isn't Penei Sewell?
we haven't seen him
someday.
throw yet. So
If you had to bet on one Bear to score a touchdown next year, besides DeAndre Carter, who would you bet to score a touchdown on the offensive line?
On the offensive line,
Not Kramer. Kramer does not count.
Kramer doesn't count. No. You know what I think they're going to do? I think because you guys know Dan Skipper, the line.
Oh yeah, big skip.
Love Dan
I'm
Skipper.
him.
Yeah, he's a free agent this year. I think the
Oh.
Bears signed Dan Skipper. I think they are, and that's going to be. We're going to see some Dan Skipper touches.
No way.
Damn, that
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
fucking wild.
I like that a lot.
That's what I'm going. Yeah.
What a
He'll be like your swing tackle off the bench. Him and Karan are your backups, and then every once in a while you get Skipper in as an extra tight end and throw him a fucking corner route in the back of the end zone.
You think Cole Kmet gets more catches next year?
Hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Yeah, it's kind of nuts how they just didn't utilize him in the passing game, which was unfortunate. I think he definitely gets more targets, and I mean, I don't think they're going to extend Keenan Allen, which I think will play into it too. I'm expecting a downgrade at wide receiver 3, which I mean, it is what it is. You still have 2 good receivers. You have a tight end. You have, I mean, DeAndre Swift can catch passes out of the backfield well. I think
Carter.
You can
DeAndre
draft a
Carter. Uh, I think like that's more than enough to work with if if you can spend a good amount of that money you have on the offensive line. You can get a good unit up front.
What about Colin Johnson?
Colin Johnson, he's a big son of a bitch. I like him. I think because he gives them something that like they don't otherwise have, and that's like a big backup receiver, like a physical guy. Because DeAndre Carter, as amazing and talented and tremendous as he is, he's a smaller guy. Tyler Scott's a smaller guy. Like they need that big body who can as a blocker on screens, as a guy on special teams, he can get the job done. So he's someone. I mean, I don't think he's never going to be like Larry Fitzgerald or anything, but I think he's going to be
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean,
Maybe.
You never say never. You can't rule it out, but yeah. I mean, as a solid backup receiver who can play special teams, like I think that's it's a totally capable wide receiver 6.
I'm just trying to think. Ben Johnson, like his offenses are fucking insane. I feel like we need 3, if not 4, serviceable receivers. You think Colin Johnson could be in there or no?
I mean, maybe. I think so. I'll tell you guys. I'm doing a mock off season at Windy City Gridiron that's coming out soon. I'm trying to check. So
everybody go look at Windy City Gridiron. Jacob Infante.
Please do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm trying to check here because my phone's at 6%, so I don't want to die on you guys. But one thing I have is I have Tim Patrick signing over from the Lions to the Bears. Just as a couple guys to be like, hey, we've worked in the offense before. We worked with Ben Johnson, worked with Randall L, whatever. The whole deal. Easier transition. And then they could draft a guy too. Like I think they need a speed guy. They need someone to be that Jameson Williams light. Like they're not drafting a receiver in the first round. So you're probably not getting a guy who's going to contribute as much as Jamo right out of the gate, but just a speed dude you can use on, just have him run straight, just have him run go routes.
I know you have 6 sixth rounders that are fast as fuck. Give them to us right now.
First one I think of, Arian Smith from Georgia. He's got shitty hands, but if you literally
not important.
That's a Colin Cowherd take right there. He's got little hands.
Yeah. it's just like, all right, you can't give him you can't throw him a slant. It's all go routes, all jet sweeps, end around, stuff like that. That you'll be fine with that.
Love it.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of one more like late round guy. Jacoby George. That's his name. Jacoby George.
Sweet name. That's a great name.
Pretty sick. Like he's skinny as hell. And again, he's another one of those guys, like he's super fast. He's not very physical, drop issues, but a lot of those guys do because they're smaller, they don't have as big of hands, they're skinnier, but they're just fast as hell. And the type of guys that can, get open with pure speed, but they're both, decent enough route runners where they've got, good football IQ and they know how to separate. So Jacoby George from Miami, Arian Smith from Georgia. You heard it here first. 2 late round guys.
Word.
Love it.
I like it.
Real quick, I did want to ask you, Cubs or Sox?
I'm a Sox guy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right. Well, this interview's over. We can turn this off. No, and then just some quick notes, real quick. Cubs got Nicky Lopez today.
No
Big
way,
time.
Naperville Nicky.
Bill
Big
He went to
time.
Naperville? Just
Naperville Central's
kidding.
finest.
And
Fuck yeah.
and you would file that in Who Gives a Fuck. And then the Bulls trade everyone except Matas and maybe Kobe White. And then the Sox, who cares? So
Yeah.
Number 2 farm system according to MLB.com.
Number 2,
so
really.
That's
Really.
something. That's something.
I'm sure Jerry Reinsdorf will make that work out wonderfully.
They're all gonna pan out.
Those
He's never
prospects,
had good prospects before.
like 1 or 2 of those prospects will end up panning out, and then we'll trade them. We'll just trade them for more prospects.
The rest will make music videos like
Keep
Yo
the
Yeah.
cycle going.
Yep.
I love it.
But I don't know if anyone has any other questions, but I know your phone's dying, so I just want to say
my phone is on 3%, so I'm running on fumes. But yeah,
Well,
no, I appreciate you guys having me. It was a blast, and I'm in the Discord now, and just
hell yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I'll be down to hop on again for sure.
Yeah, thanks for
Oh,
coming
hell
on.
yeah, man. And
I love
then when we put out the episode, I'll tag you and post it on X and
Yeah,
see it. So, hell yeah.
no, it's for sure. But love it.
OnlyFans model Jacob Infante. Thank you.
1 million followers. Heard it here first.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, pump up those numbers.
Oh yeah.
All right, boss. Thanks,
Word.
Infante.
Appreciate
Peace,
you.
man.
See ya.
All right, let me find some trivia cards here.
Hank, what do you think of Luca AD?
Luca AD.
I'm a huge Luca guy. I was wearing my Luca Maverick shirt last night because I was bandwagoning them last year because Bulls sucked. But he needs the ball in his hands, and so does LeBron. So everyone's like, the Mavs lost the trade. If the Mavs roll out the lineup of Kyrie and Clay with AD, Gafford, and Lively, I don't think anyone wants to face that team, bro.
No.
Especially in the playoffs. Like, last year, I mean, I guess the T-Wolves could roll out Gobert and Naz Reid. But other than that, I don't know who's guarding 3 7-footers, man.
Are y'all ready for the trivia?
Sure. Granted, I'm probably going to suck.
Gotta dominate.
Are we starting with the easies?
Super quiet, maybe it's like ASMR. Okay.
Close.
Just gave me like anti-chills.
That's the opposite. That's our MSA.
All right, yeah, the first question's from 1930, so buckle in.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. So
None
I
of us
pulled
are born.
three level 3 cards. But all right, in 1930, what Cubs outfielder set the NL single season record for home runs 54 and RBIs 191?
Sammy Sosa.
1930?
No. She was not alive in 1930.
Was that just like you're doing an but with that name?
Just brainstorming,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So I'm gonna guess you guys won't get this. So it's Hack Wilson.
What's with all these 1930s?
Old
names,
Hack.
dude? Oh yeah, Hack Wilson.
Yeah.
Old Hack.
Great
Hack Wilson.
baseball name.
Yeah, right.
Hack Wilson's actually the man. I think his number is retired, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's I don't know something
Well, we can look him up.
like for the Cubs. But
Wow, he looks awesome.
So
so
it's not
what?
Marlon Bird.
No.
Okay.
So, what Bears cornerback, a 2014 first round pick out of Virginia Tech, was named first team All Pro?
Kyle Fuller.
Kyle Fuller.
Yes, sir.
Go Hokies.
What Northwestern alum took over as the GM of the Houston Rockets on May 10th, 2007?
Ooh.
Is that Daryl Morey?
It is, dude. Good job, bro.
Let's go.
And
He's a
then
liar. James Harden. He's a liar. He's a bad guy.
what Sonics big man led all scorers with 25 points and added 11 rebounds to help prevent a Bulls sweep in Game 4 of the 1996 NBA Finals?
Fuck, I feel like this guy was in the documentary.
Probably.
He was. Sonic's big man.
Sonic's big.
I wasn't alive when the Sonics were a team.
Who's the guy who has all the
That's
weed shops out
insane.
in Seattle now? Oh, I don't think it's him.
We get initials.
SK.
Oh,
Sean Kemp?
fuck.
Sean Kemp. Yep.
Yeah, and he's the one who owns all the weed shops here.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
exact. That's what gave me the hint.
I used to actually deliver to one of those weed shops in Seattle for the company Fairwinds. But I shouldn't
That's
give them
fucking
any
dope.
promotion because, you know.
No free ads. No free ads.
Yeah, no free ads. All right. Next card. After an injury to regular starter Jim Harbaugh, what Bears backup led the team to a 16-6 win over the New Orleans in a 1990 NFC wildcard game?
Fuck, who was behind John Harbaugh?
Jim Harbaugh.
You guys actually know who this is?
Yeah, I just I think I was watching something on this too.
Could we get initials?
MT.
MT.
Mark Trestman. Duh.
No.
Manti Te'o.
It's Mike Tomczak.
Oh fuck, I think we had him in another question before.
Oh, well, maybe we've done this card before then.
No, I don't think we have.
No.
It was a different
Okay.
question, I think.
Hearing that.
I think maybe we actually have, though. On August 25th, 2020, what White Sox righty struck out 13 Pirates batters and walked only one while pitching the 19th no-hitter in White Sox history?
It's a righty
early?
from what year?
Oh no.
1950?
2020?
Yep, 2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
Not John Danks.
It wasn't Rodon, was it? He fucked
No.
up and hit the guy at the end?
He was a lefty.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Seal still wasn't on the team, right? No, he's gone.
Initials LG.
Lucas Giolito.
Oh, Giolito.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Was that the COVID year or was that 2021?
Yeah, no, 2020.
That is COVID year, yeah.
That's my dog was in the stands. I got his little cutout thing.
Oh shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shout out him.
Shout out Papas. So, what catcher led the Cubs to victory in Game 1 of the 2016 NLCS with an 8th inning pinch hit grand slam off Dodgers reliever Joe Blanton?
Miguel Montero.
Let's go. I got a cool story about Miguel Montero. May have told it on here, but I don't give a fuck. I went to the Hillsboro Hops game. They're a single-A baseball team out here in Portland, or right outside Portland in Hillsboro. And Miguel Montero's their first baseman coach. And so I went and I was in the stands and I was wearing my Cubs jersey and he's walking into the dugout. No one knows who he is. Like, he's the first baseman's coach on a single A team. And I just stand up. I'm like, Miggy! And he like looks over and I'm like pointing to my jersey. I'm like, go Cubs, baby! And he just gave me like a smile and a thumbs up and then walked in the dugout. And I felt cool as
Just
fuck.
happy he was recognized, dude.
Yeah,
He
I
made
was
his
like,
day,
oh, hell yeah,
probably.
dude.
I was
But,
leaving
hey,
a
that-
Notre Dame game, and I was watching the game on my phone, and we were walking back to the parking lot, me and Pops. Showed him on the phone. It was like bases loaded, Miggy pinch hit, goes yard, and we're walking back to the car. It was after a Notre Dame football game because it was October, so yeah, they had a game. But
Yeah.
he hit it, and I'm like, we're in the car, we're like, wow. Like, Miggy did not have a good year. He was not bad. He was batting like 198, dude.
Yeah, dude, Miggy came clutch in the playoffs, dude. Like,
Yeah.
wild.
That's
And
pinch
you know
hit
what?
for David Ross, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know what sucks is his career with the Cubs. He got into it the next year, 2017. He got into a fight with Jake Arrieta when Arrieta was on the mound, and he was catching for him. And then the next day, Miggy got traded. So, pretty wild for like a World Series hero to be like, you know, you got into a fight, you're gone. But I guess I don't know all the backstory, so.
Yeah, he probably loved you
Um,
recognizing him, though, dude.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Not everyone's like, oh, Miguel Montero.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, hey, that's a fucking World Series winner right there. He's your first base coach. You put some respect on that motherfucker.
He's probably
all right.
smoking every day.
Oh, yeah, dude. In the 1992 Stanley Cup playoffs, the Blackhawks set an NHL record by winning how many playoff games in a row to reach the finals?
It's got to be. Well, it's a record, so it's 1992.
I'm gonna go 11.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 11 too.
That's exactly what it is.
Total guess.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because they probably have to have like close to
2 sweeps,
yeah,
and then
2
the
sweeps.
1 3 with 3 probably.
Yeah.
And then here's the last card. Which NFL team did former Bears quarterback Jim McMahon earn his second Super Bowl ring?
Green Bay, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yep. After a 1996 injury to Eric Kramer, what backup quarterback took the reins as the Bears went 7-9?
Doug Kramer. No, I'm just kidding.
His twin brother.
Yeah. Initials.
DK. Doodaloo, Donkey Kong.
What a throwback.
Dan.
Dave Krieg.
Dave Krieg.
I was negative.
Although, here's the thing: is like you say all these like backup quarterbacks. I'm like, how many have we had? Like 50.
Yeah.
Like, the Bears have had literally 50 quarterbacks since.
What is Mike Glennon?
What's the guy's? Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton rocked. Brian.
He did.
Cade McNown was my fucking guy.
Yeah.
Cade McNown. What the fuck is his name? Rex Grossman.
Yep.
Fucking.
They said he was like the popular athlete in Chicago as the backup quarterback. Always has been, always will.
Oh yeah.
Tyson's agent.
Yeah.
Tyson
I'm convinced he'd win us the Super Bowl.
Are we keeping Tyson? You think?
Yeah, I think we have one more year on his rookie deal.
What stadium that opened in Bridgeview in 2006 has served as the home field of the Chicago Fire, Chicago Bliss, Chicago Machine, and the Chicago Red Stars?
Toyota Park.
Yeah, Toyota Park.
It's called something else now, but the answer is Toyota Park. I think it's SeatGeek Stadium.
Isn't that not their home
Oh,
stadium
you're right. You're right.
anymore?
Isn't what?
Isn't that not their home stadium anymore?
Yeah, not the Fire.
The Fire left. They were like, fuck this.
They went to Soldiers Field, but I think they might have gone back.
Did they go
They
back?
went-
No.
That
way.
seems crazy.
No way. I'm looking that
Yeah,
up.
I don't know.
Number 1 Chicago Fire podcast.
Us.
Potentially
We're
the only Chicago
we
Fire
are
podcast.
the only. We have actually talked about the Chicago Fire like 4 times on here. So
Yeah,
I mean,
we
Greg
are-
Berhalter's a big hire.
It's
Like, that's
it's Soldier
sick.
Field.
Dude, we actually just got Jonathan Bamba. That guy's actually a really good player. Like I
Related
was
to Mo
very
Bamba.
surprised. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if like the Chicago Fire actually starts to become relevant. That'd be cool.
You know,
They've been so bad for so long.
Yeah.
when in 2016 when they got Schweinsteiger,
Yeah.
or maybe it was 17, I went to 9 games that season, and I was just
shit.
getting hammered in the fucking crowd section, or the whatever, like the cheering drum section, the fan section, and just like we were going ham at those games, dude. It was really fun, and they made the playoffs. But what I will say is a good little tip if you're not following soccer that much and you want to start getting into it. Anytime your team signs a player, just look up what they're rated on FIFA or FC 25, and that's usually a good indicator of if they're above 74, 73, they're a pretty damn good player. So
It's like
Did
the
the
Jets.
good
GM
indicator.
do that? Say a guy's
Yeah,
not
that's, like,
fast
that's
enough.
the Jets method.
Yeah. No, didn't we?
Even
Wasn't
professionals
there a
do it.
rumor about Neymar?
Yeah,
Yeah. There
but
was.
he ended up joining Santos, I think. That would have been kind of sweet, though. I also didn't know we let go of Shaqiri. When did we do that?
we let him go.
Yeah, he
Even
plays for
Connors as
FC Basel now.
Oh
And
shit.
apparently, we just like agreed to mutually terminate his contract, so we didn't even get anything for it.
Huh. Well, hey, I guess it was probably eating up a bunch of room and whatever. But yeah, we were supposed to possibly get Neymar, but I did hear that he only scored 1 or 2 goals in Saudi Arabia and then had like 1 or 2 assists in his whole career there. So
That's okay.
who who knows if he's even good anymore?
Probably under protest. That's fine.
That's soccer talk with the boys.
Yeah. That
Northwestern, Brooks Barnheiser out for the season. That's huge for them for hoops. They're pretty good. He was a projected second round pick in the NBA draft.
Oh shit.
For Northwestern.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm sure my buddy Ryan's not too happy about that.
Kentucky. I got pretty drunk last night.
Yeah. Shout out to Ryan and Mark hopping on last podcast, and they were great guests. And I will always love to argue some Notre Dame football, even if they lose. So.
We should have asked Infante where Riley Leonard's getting drafted.
Dude, I was gonna say, I was like, if we don't get Genty, we should maybe in the later rounds draft Love.
Ooh.
No, he's not coming out. He's coming back for sure.
Oh, he's going back to Notre Dame?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
Damn.
Get him the year after that, next year.
Who do you think Notre Dame's gonna get for their QB?
They said they're not using the portal, so it's either Angeli and then CJ Carr.
What do you think
like
of Angeli? I kind of liked him. I liked him when
don't
he came
think-
in.
Everyone thinks it's a shoe-in for CJ Carr, but I like Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing a true QB battle in the spring, so.
Oh, dope.
Hey,
that might be a blue-white game that we should watch.
What's his last name again?
CJ Carr or Angeli?
Angeli?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Italian, so he's Catholic. So
Peanut butter and jelly, they call him.
Yep. So that's a Catholic boy playing for Notre Dame Catholics.
He went to a Catholic high school. Their mascot was the Crusades, which is pretty hardcore. Yeah. Shout out Steve Angeli.
He started the comeback against Penn State. Remember? Drove us.
Yeah,
down
he looked really good there. He was like on time in rhythm. He looked really good actually.
Yeah, I'm with Sam.
Yeah.
We should watch that game.
It's a lot different offense next year, I think, for sure. Because Riley is Denbrock calling plays, but Denbrock called plays for Jane Daniels year before at LSU. So he had a mobile quarterback, and then he had a Riley, who's a mobile quarterback, obviously. And then next year, CJ Carr is kind of mobile, but you can't call the same offense that you've been calling the past 2 years. So he would have to make some changes.
So you think Riley Leonard is basically just going to be a glorified Taysom Hill in the NFL?
I don't know, man. I mean, he'll probably be like Sam Hartman, he's the emergency quarterback where he's not going to be the backup. He's not going to be the backup. Yeah, he'll be a third stringer in Seattle or something. But yeah, and then Notre Dame lost their D coordinator back to the Bengals. He was a linebacker coach there before he was the Bears DC, Al Golden. But he's going back to the Bengals, and he's the DC over there now. That's who I want. I should have asked Infante about that too. Lou Anarumo was the DC for the Bengals, and they fired him. But 2 years ago, he had head coach interview. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm a little worried about the Irish. And then the general manager of Notre Dame football left to go to USC.
Well, I think what will happen with the portal and everything, two things. Marcus Freeman is going to draw a lot of players to Notre Dame, and they're going to want to play for him. He's very, charismatic, holds himself well, and then is a true, leader of men. And then two, Shane Gillis might fucking raise a bunch of money to go get some big boys, throw down on the fucking O-line and the D-line, dude. Let's go.
You saw Coogan transfer to Indiana?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, 4 quarters of fuck you football. Pat Coogan transferred to Indiana. It was either there or Michigan, so I'm happy to choose Michigan. But Freeman told him and somebody else that they're not starting on the O-line because we have guys coming in or we're going to use the portal. Which, if you're a coach and a guy's not going to start the next year, you got to tell him.
For sure.
Hey, dude, stand up. Which that's respect though. So I feel like I don't know. Freeman will bring in some guys for sure. But I don't know. This was our year.
Did you? Yeah, I know, dude. I was really rooting for him.
I shed some tears. The national championship, 3 minutes left in the game.
Well, hey, man, you got to experience that heartbreak with your dad. So
no, it was awesome.
Great
first
life experience.
Championship or something we've ever gone to. It was awesome. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Ohio State's just a better team. I have no excuses at all.
Yeah, they spent.
You can't run a zero blitz coverage against Jeremiah Smith against a freshman corner. That's probably a bad idea. You shouldn't leave him one-on-one on an island. But that's what we did. So
I I don't know if you heard though, but Shane literally said on the podcast, he's like, literally, he was standing in the crowd watching them lose the championship, and he made a call to his agents, and he's like, "Hey, do you think we can put on a show or do a tour, and then we just donate all the money from that to the Notre Dame NIL?" So
It's crazy that like people can do that now. Because like Dave Portnoy did the thing where he like bought the Michigan quarterback with like Larry Ellison. Like it's I both am like, this is crazy and I don't know how I feel about it, but I also think it's kind of fucking sick that like your hobby can be like sponsoring a position for your football team.
Dude, if I was rich, oh my god. I'd be like, all right, Celtic FC, who do you need? Because you guys are a bunch of poor bitches. I'll fucking buy you a $4 million player. Let's fucking go.
Ohio State's, they had the most expensive roster, and they're funded by a guy who's on the Epstein list. So I'm not saying you guys should discount their national championship, but...
Dude, I brought that up on the last pod as a counter argument to Ryan.
Yeah. So nice. You guys won. How about those kids, though?
Oh my god.
Well, you know what all the haters are gonna say, right? Notre Dame is a Catholic school, so how about them kids, though?
Oh my god.
No, that's different. That's different.
This is podcasting, boys.
Yeah.
This is podcasting.
Oh my god, there was something I wanted to ask.
So
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going. I got something.
I was gonna say, so yeah, all the listeners who stuck through Jacob Infante's wise words, welcome to what it really is, the doghouse.
Got that out of the way.
Sam, I mean, well, I guess everybody, since we're on it, but the Super Bowl's coming up, so I was thinking we should probably do a prediction of that since it's next week.
Yeah. I mean, I've bet with Patrick Mahomes past 2 years. It's rocked. It's been a fun time.
Yeah.
I've won a lot of money. Yeah. So I don't like them, but it's Patrick Mahomes. When you bet on the Chiefs, you also have the refs.
Yep.
So
yeah, everybody's talking about that right now.
My girlfriend's mad. They're watching the Grammys right now, and she's like, "Why is Travis Kelce not there?" I'm like, "This is the Super Bowl that he has in a week. Like, it's not a normal game. Like, this might be the last game he ever plays. In fact, it probably will be."
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Game predictions: Travis Kelce retires, but
gets on
it's
one
the
knee.
Super Bowl. First three-peat ever. No, she told me no, but I think that would rock. I think Taylor Swift needs to propose to Travis Kelce.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Women power, dude. That's what I'm saying.
The Swifties would get mad if Travis proposed. They would be like, "Oh, why is he making her choose yes or no right here?"
Dude, he's a fucking code switcher, dude. But
I think he's gonna be a great coach, dude. Andy Reid said that this week.
For sure.
Yeah, he's a leader of men. I could see that.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. I got Chiefs. I think Chris Jones shuts down Saquon. Not shuts down being like Saquon rushes for 170.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be a low scoring game, or do you think it's gonna like break out?
I do. I think the over under right now is 45. I'd probably take the under there. I see like I don't know, 23.
Have a good defense too, so.
Yeah, Eagles do too with Jalen Carter and Cooper DeJean.
Jalen Carter is disgusting. He's so good.
Do you guys regret not taking Jalen Carter?
Could have been a Bear. Yeah.
I just don't know if he would have been the same with the Bears. Like, I don't know if it was the right environment for him to like thrive in all the uncertainty. It went into like with the Eagles, where they're already a good team. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't hate that. We'd fuck him up.
A good example of that right there, that scenario is Saquon going from the Giants to the Eagles. Like,
yep.
He
what a fumble by the Giants
in the Giants organization, but the second he goes to the Eagles, he becomes like.
He was still pretty sick though. Like Saquon was still a good player.
But, like the thing is, like they put him in positions where he got hurt.
Well, he has.
I mean, DeAndre Swift looks sick on the Eagles too. Yeah, their O line is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
I might be able to get a yard.
In that Hard Knocks, for the Giants to release their GM saying, if he goes to the Eagles, I will never sleep again.
Their owner or whatever was like, this would be the worst of my life. For
them to literally allow that to be put on TV on HBO for the world to see, that's how much of a shit show the Giants organization is. It's fucking crazy. But Hank, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? And are we betting on it?
Well, yeah, of course we are.
Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are gonna win.
Who do you want to win?
The Eagles, but I also don't want them to win.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching I don't know. I don't know why I'm watching.
Yeah, for real.
Commercials.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly what it is, commercials at this point. But yeah, no, it's it's this weird take where it's like, honestly, I think I'd want the Chiefs to win more just because where it's like at this point of it's a three-peat. Okay, cool. Fucking go away. Just go away. You've got your dynasty, you had your three-peat. Can we move on? Type deal.
Nope.
Yep. It's like Succession, Brian. 4? It's like Succession. Brian Cox is just like, fuck off. That's how I feel about the Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, but they probably won't. They're probably still going to be good as shit. Mahomes is going to get...
As long as Patrick Mahomes is alive.
Yep.
I think Tyreek Hill might be returning as well.
Oh.
I think he misses the winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As cool as Mike McDaniel is.
What? Tyreek Hill's in Miami, right?
Yeah.
He's down there just snorting coke in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying that he's having a horrible time like every single day, and then the next day he's like, "No, I was just kidding about that."
I got 5 kids. You gotta take care of.
This month.
That's true. He's doing too much fucking.
Month. Yeah. He's too much time to fuck. Not enough time to play football.
So Aaron, who do you got?
I'm with everyone else. I think you can't until the Chiefs lose. It's hard to bet against them because I have been betting against them every time and I keep losing. So maybe if I'm on them, they will lose. But I think you gotta go Chiefs. I'm excited though because the Super Bowl. I always drive down to Emerald Queen Casino in Tacoma. I place $100 worth of prop bets and then I just watch those the whole game, and so I have a fucking blast. So excited for Super Bowl week. And it's great on the gambling podcast. Everyone's talking about their props and shit. Good time. So it's a good week.
So I will be in Vegas for the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's fucking sick, dude.
I'm going to be throwing a little pocket change around, I think. And,
Hunter, what's your prediction?
I've been telling everyone that the Chiefs are locked because you're playing the Chiefs, the refs, Patrick Mahomes. If he will flop, Travis Kelce flops. They just want Taylor Swift. Caitlin Clark sitting with her in the booth. They just want the Chiefs to win so bad, and it's so blatantly obvious. But I'm going with the fucking Eagles, baby, and I think I'm gonna throw some money on it. So I have to roll with my boys, who they're not really my boys, but I like Saquon and I like go Birds. I'm a big fan of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so gotta roll with the Birds.
Well, a lot of things happen today.
Sometimes life deals you bananas, and you gotta just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna eat that shit."
I'm not touching it. Cut it. Cut it.
We're cutting it. We're done.
I had to tie that in.
We're out.
And they were all great. And they were all thrilling. And they were all dramatic.
But you know what? Get big, get tough, and get fucked.
Too bad we couldn't have had
hot, juicy cake takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
some hot cakes on the griddle. You know what I'm saying?